Zack here, and welcome back to Exit the Game, the Intergalactic Race Advent Calendar unboxing thing. So in the previous episode we did day 13, and that was probably the longest and most complicated puzzle we've had thus far. In case we are going into day 14. Day 14 is going to be interesting. I have no idea how day 14 is going to work, but in any case, 14th of December, Klaus squinted you. I told you that space jump would help us catch up. Then he points diagonally upwards. That's the space parking lot. He's about to fly steeply upwards when suddenly, out of nowhere, rope ladders are lowered in front of your windshield. A burly man in a uniform appears next to the spaceship. Stop immediately, he barks at you. We have received a report that this spacecraft may not be in compliance with safety regulations. We shall need to investigate further. Until we get a pass from the lab, you are prohibited from any further space travel. But, you and Klaus shout in unison. However, the safety guy just raises his index finger in reprimand and says, safety is of the utmost importance. Then he points to the rope ladders. If you really want to continue your journey now, then go on front and use the sky ladders. Just make sure you climb the right way, otherwise you might end up elsewhere. Elsewhere is a pretty dark planet. You don't want to go there, believe me. Completely astonished, you get out of the spaceship with Klaus and watches the spin speeds away with it. I want to know who ratted us out, said Klaus, rubbing his unshaven chin. Then he reaches into his jacket pocket and hands you a telescope. Here, take a look. This will definitely give you a better idea which rope ladder we need to use. Please turn the page. Now on door 13, you will find 2 rail cards, M1 and M2, 2 strange items, paper clips. Okay, and I already kind of understand what I need to do, because I kind of looked at the page a little bit. I have to make a telescope. So however we're supposed to do that. Okay, I guess that Okay, I guess the thing we ultimately need to do, because I already understand sort of what I need to do. Today is day 14, correct? Yes. Oh. Day 14 opens a little bit differently than the rest of them do. Okay. I didn't even notice that. There's always one of these doors that doesn't open quite right. Ah. Wait, they're supposed to be they're supposed to... I'm confused. There's supposed to be rail cards in here, aren't there? They're supposed to be. Where did the rail cards go? They're not big enough to like slide through the gaps, are they? Okay. Either that or they didn't include them. Alright, well that's problematic. I may not even be able to do the puzzle. Unless I fell out, which is also possible. I don't think they did, though. Yeah, no, I don't think they did. I'm pretty sure the only thing that was in here was this bag of paper clips. Yeah, there's supposed to be 2 riddle cards, and there's not. She tells me they either weren't included, which is kind of dumb. Alright, well, how am I supposed to figure out what to do if I can't find the riddle cards? You know, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one just off of principle alone. I guess I wasn't supposed to undo him. probably was not supposed to undo them. But there is definitely a reason why they are... How do I put them back together? I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one, like, straight up. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Like... Is not what I'm expecting to do. Yeah, seriously. How am I supposed to do this without the note cards? I can't do it. Like, it's possible. I may just have to look up the solution for this one if I can't find the cards. Because there's very clearly... Because there are definitely supposed to be cards. Everything else is here that is supposed to be here. What do I even do in this situation? Nothing is what? How do I even begin to solve this? I'm checking all the doors, but they're supposed to provide you with the note cards. Which I can't do. Because I don't have them. There's no way they fell out, right? Right? There's no way they fell out? Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna look around, but I don't think they fell out when I opened the door. Okay. I can't find it. I can't. They don't seem to be here. They don't seem to be here. If they show up at another door, I'm gonna be pissed. But there's nothing I can do because I don't know how to. I don't have all the pieces I need to solve this puzzle. All I know is I'm supposed to make a telescope. I can see where I'm supposed to look into the telescope inside the actual door. But I don't know how to get my number out of the. I don't know how to get my number out of the story booklet. I don't know how to get my number out of the puzzle that I have from the pieces that I have. So I am going to have to look at at least the help book. No, I'm gonna have to look at the solution. I have to. I have no choice. They didn't provide me with all the pieces. So I have no choice now but to ruin it for myself. Wait a minute. No? No, that's not it either. Huh. Oh, of course I've broken the door. There's supposed to be a riddle card for M1, M2, apparently. How the hell do I even do this without the pieces? I guarantee you it is going to show up. Okay, I have my telescope wrong anyway, so... Okay, I am pissed off. Yeah, there's... I understood. That's the problem I'm facing now, is I don't... I'm angry. I'm angry and upset. I should not have to spoil myself on the puzzle. Because I have no choice. There's supposed to be a puzzle card that came with this puzzle that I'm obviously supposed to be able to use to solve my puzzle, and it's just not here. It's just not here. The puzzle pieces are just not here. I'm upset. There's supposed to be riddle cards. There are supposed to be riddle cards that tell me how to do this, and they're not here. I know sounds like I'm ranting and kind of repeating myself quite a bit, but I am upset. Can you tell I'm upset? Like... This isn't even funny. How do I even be... I don't even... Like, I looked up the solution. I can at least explain the solution, I guess. But I can't, but without the real cards, I can't actually do the puzzle by myself. Which is very frustrating and upsetting. Like, there's a... Like, that is unfortunate. This is unfortunately what I have to do. So I'm just gonna read the actual solution from the solution book. Because that is the only way I can do this. Without the riddle cards, I cannot do this otherwise. Okay. Solution. Place the telescope in room 14. First turn it so that the blue arrow points to the letter O from the outside. Look through the telescope. Then the red arrow at the bottom points to the number 3. Now turn the telescope so that the black arrow points to the T on the outside. You can see a 1 on the inside. Note, it is possible that the paperclip can slightly hide a number. If you place a larger half of the clip on the inside when clipping, it should be easier to read. Turn the telescope one last time so the green arrow points to the E on the outside, and you'll see O on the inside. For the code, use the letters so that the bottom of the advent calendar from left to right. So the code is 310. Enter the code into the code shaper and find the arrows on the back. You'll reach the door with these symbols. There's 15 in the space on this door. So, essentially, what you're supposed to do, which I can't do because I don't have the goddamn cards, is you stick this in the door, turn it because here's what I actually kind of figured out without the game having to tell me anything. There are numbers on the inside of this thing, on the edge of the advent calendar, which you use as part of the puzzle, and then telescope, and then use the word telescope to get what you need. So you stick this in the door, you rotate it, and then there are in fact note cards on the back. There's in fact these are in fact the riddle cards that did not come but are supposed to be. These are in fact the ones they use as the example. These example cards you use to solve this puzzle, and I don't know how you're supposed to do that because there's no hint cards telling me how to do that. They're supposed to be. I don't know where they are, but they're supposed to be they're supposed to be here. And that's very, very annoying. And then also there's something that I've been trying to figure out for a long time that I finally now figured out because it was a part of this puzzle. I was curious why there were 3 arrows on little satellites around door 14. Now I understand why. They're part of the puzzle for door 14. Unfortunately, I can't do anything with door 14. Okay. So, any case, that's the very disappointing ending to today's episode. Unfortunately, could not do anything with this. But we're gonna move on to day 15, and if they show up in a later episode of this, which they probably will, I am guaranteeing you they will. There's no way they're not. Okay. In any case, I'm gonna put the code 310 in the book, in my code, in my thing, because that's what it says to put in. I'm upset. I was hoping I would get to do this one, but apparently not. Plus diamond triangle. What is plus diamond triangle? Is there a plus? I know that's the solution. Is there? Because I've already done it. Plus diamond triangle is where? Plus diamond triangle is right here. Okay. I'm very angry. I'm allowed to be. I'm allowed to be angry and upset because they didn't provide the puzzle piece for me. This is the wrong one. Yeah, they didn't provide the right puzzle piece. Plus diamond triangle. 15. I'm angry and I'm upset. I am. This upsets me that I can't solve the puzzle. And I don't see the card. The cards didn't fall out because when I opened it, this little plastic baggie with the fucking paper clips in it was all that was in here. And now I couldn't solve the puzzle. Legit. That's the more frustrating one. I went from probably the hardest puzzle in the entire thing, at this point, to one that I can't solve at all. And that point, I'm kind of frustrated. I think I'm allowed to be. I think that's a fair opinion. I got screwed on the puzzle and had to look it up, regardless of whether or not I was able to figure it out or not. I had figured out most of it by myself without the note cards, but without those note cards, I cannot actually solve the puzzle legit. Ugh. Unfortunately, I had no idea. I have no idea what the what if for this is, that I would have spent maybe like 15 minutes or half an hour. I probably have spent maybe 5 minutes doing this one. All things considered, I have probably maybe spent 5 minutes. Anyways, this is going in door 14. I'm going to figure out door 14. Alright, and door 15 will be tomorrow. I'm upset. I'm allowed to be angry that the puzzle is incomplete. I feel like that's a valid point. I feel like I'm allowed to be angry and upset that the puzzle that I need to do to continue my advent calendar is incomplete. Somebody on the someone who was in charge of manufacturing this particular advent calendar messed up. I don't know who that is. I don't know that person, but they didn't do their job. That is what's happening. That is unfortunately what happened. So there was some sort of goof when this advent calendar was being put together. Like, and that's the thing. The puzzles in this are very well designed, and they very much require you to be able to solve it with all the pieces. So the fact that some of the pieces are just straight up missing is a big problem, because it means you get stuck. You can't solve any of the puzzles. You can't move on with the advent calendar, and you have to use the hint book. Thankfully, the hint book is here to help you out. So, yeah, unfortunately, if you bought this advent calendar, you might be in a similar situation to me, and you have lost a part and you lost a piece. In which case, the help book is your only way of moving forward. So, thank God for that. Thank God that the hint book is here to bail everybody out. Both me and anybody else who might be dealing with this at home. I get the feeling that's probably more than a few people. I hope I am not, knock on wood, but I am hoping I am not the only one who had to deal with this. That one of their puzzles was incomplete and they couldn't solve their advent calendar. I get the feeling that's part of it. That is unfortunately very frustrating. Unless the cards are just floating around somewhere on the floor where I can't see them, which is a possibility, because this is me we're talking about. I am not very observant. But I didn't see them fall out of the advent calendar when I opened it. So I'm getting the feeling they are probably just not in the advent calendar, or if they are in the advent calendar, they got lost and are somewhere else, because a lot of the pieces have been shuffling around a bit as I've been doing this. Like, I have found the keys in that one puzzle that I did like a week or so ago. I keep finding those in the various doors when I open them up. So I am very sure that it's just, I don't know. Well, actually no, because I'm pretty sure they're putting the puzzles are initially put in such a way where they don't do that. Like, you have to punch everything out and everything. I get the feeling that's probably not what happened. I get the feeling they just forgot to include the cards. If I somehow find them, I will probably be even more pissed. Let's be perfectly honest. If I randomly find the M hint cards, I'm probably going to be very pissed. So, yeah, I have nothing else to say to this. This was a train wreck of an episode. Like, I come into it being like, oh, I know what to do, and then there's pieces missing. I probably have talked more about that than I have of the actual puzzle, being perfectly honest, in this episode. This episode, I feel, is probably a train wreck. Like, this episode was basically just me getting mad and not being able to do what I wanted to do today in the game. Like, this is... So I think that's a valid point. It's exit the game, except when you can't. So yeah. In any case, yeah, I'm upset and angry. Like there's no long and short of that. I'm upset and angry that my puzzle doesn't work. In any case, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Discord. Link is down in the description below. Is that I have a Minecraft server over there if you want to go play and hang out and with all that. Be sure to go and check out my Twitch. Link is down in the description below for that. I will stream when I'm able to stream. I don't know when that will be. Probably after Christmas sometime. So go check that out. Check out my Twitch. Just go check out my Twitch in general. I put a lot of work in. I work on there sometimes. I would appreciate it if you would go check that out because not enough people do. Like, I do stream over on here as well, but if you want to just go support the Twitch, there's more stuff over there you can do on Twitch than you can on the YouTube end. YouTube is kind of archaic with their streaming stuff, but so just go check out the Twitch side if you can. But yeah, also be sure to go and check out my second channel if you want to support me. I post video essays over there sometimes, so go check that out. Link is of course down in the description below for that. Currently thinking up some new ideas. I have one or two that I have in the works that I think might be bigger projects. I don't know. We'll see when I get to editing them, but we'll see. I don't think they'll take too long though. Like, I don't think they'll take particularly long. But yeah, and also be sure to go and check out my Patreon. It helps fund both projects on both channels, so please go check that out. Link is down in the description for that. And finally, if you want to see more content from me, be sure to check out the videos linked in the end screen. The top video is the most recent video, it may or may not be this video, whereas the bottom video is the video recommended to you based on what you've already seen from me. So if you want to try something new, or see more of what you like, then be sure to check both of those videos out. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. As next time, I'll see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be better than this one. Peace!